TPE 2019 at the Kingdom Dokha booth with Stefan and Reed. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Brothers, right?
Yes.
Or I was going to say at least cousins, right?
Yeah. No.
Or just a happenstance.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you,
Stefan. Listen, let's now just give us a snapshot of what Dokha tobacco is all about. It's Arabic tobacco.
Yeah,
correct?
Dokha is an Arabic tobacco. It was traditionally smoked by sailors back in the 1800s, and then cigarettes became more popular among the men, and it was the older men that smoked this, and now the younger generation has gotten a hold of it.
Kind of spinning back around. The pipes kind of remind me of the little pipes that the Japanese would have used around just prior to the turn of the century.
That would be kisiru.
Yeah. Am I right on that? Yeah. There's
You're
a little
close.
bit of a
Similar, yeah.
Okay,
They actually have. There's a motif. These hooks represent the canoes that they used to travel the Gulf.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's tell me about the background, your background, because you're brothers, you've got a business that's been around for a little while now. Let's go back. What got you into tobacco to begin with?
This was the first tobacco we ever smoked.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
That was probably when I was 15 years old, so about 16 years ago.
Yeah, one of his friends visited the Gulf Coast or the Gulf and brought some back, and then immediately fell in love with it. And then ever since then, just kind of tried to bring it to a business and share our love of the tobacco with everyone else.
Okay, now you guys are out of Colorado.
Yes, we
That's
are.
great.
Yeah. So your original entry into the tobacco industry was this type of tobacco, Dokha
Yes, it
tobacco.
was, yeah.
Okay. So how long ago did you start your company, and was it Kingdom Dokha? I was vapor locking over a second.
About 10 years ago, we started Empire Dokha. And we were fairly young. We were 19, flew out to Dubai, bought a few hundred pounds of it without having any licenses. And we had
Any
to
problems bringing it back?
Yes, there was.
Tell me that story.
We had to declare 300 pounds of tobacco as personal use in Minnesota, which is our first port of entry.
Right.
And they held it for a while. They let us go back to Denver.
I can't imagine that Minnesota would be the feds, albeit the feds, that Minnesota would be all that understanding about 300 pounds of personal use tobacco.
No, they weren't. They weren't at all. So we had to go get a broker, and eventually they released it to Denver. And we got it, and we were trying to sell it to head shops, but we didn't have an actual product, no label or anything like that.
Right.
And so like, well, this is a great product, but it's not a product I can sell until you package it up. So we went from there and packaged.
How long did it take you to get into packaging and coming up with, you've got a great Falcon logo there. How long did it take for that?
All of the tobacco from the first trip, basically. We ended up just selling it out of our apartment to our friends.
Okay.
And, gradually saving up and getting the packaging and doing the design work on the website.
Getting the licenses.
And getting the proper licenses.
Yes.
How difficult was that?
It just takes a really long time. I mean, the government's just a little slow, especially the federal government. So it probably took about 8 months of emailing a lot. I call it pleasantly persistent. So you have to email the government a lot. But finally gave us the licenses, and then in the meantime, we had enough time and money to make the brands, labels, source all our products, and then find the marketing materials.
What kind of distribution do you have? Is it nationwide, or are you only in certain states?
Yeah, we do retail online nationwide, and then
yourselves, correct?
Yeah, ourselves, and then we do own a distribution company as well. So right now we're in about 10 states, but expanding even more during this expo.
So the distribution company sources to smoke shops or tobacconists, what have you.
Correct. Yes.
What's the region that you obtain your tobacco from?
Dubai.
Dubai?
Yes.
Dubai, Oman, basically the Gulf Arab states.
Right.
Yeah.
UAE.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the pipes a little bit more. You've got a variety of pipes. You have those made for your company as well?
Yes, we do. Yeah, these ones, traditional is wood. These are a little more modern. They get into the acrylic. And then these are actually camel bone, where they...
all of the colored ones here?
All of the colored ones, yeah. So the white is obviously the natural color, and then they dye them.
Is that a traditional material that's used for these pipes in the Middle East?
In the Middle East, now it's become sort of a luxury smoke, as opposed to like an old sailor smoke.
Right.
And so they want pipes made with gold. They want pipes with...
And I was going to say, I can't imagine the culture wanting to smoke from a camel bone?
No, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact,
there's
they're
no
usually
complications or resistance
No,
to that.
they're dead
They're,
camels.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Well, having a live camel to smoke on, that would be a
Yeah,
whole
that would be
a whole
wild.
other
Well,
thing.
I mean, they don't kill them while they're alive to get the bones. They wait until they're already passed.
No, they're actually racing camels
Okay.
that have retired, and it's sort of a luxury thing to buy a former champion. So when
Okay.
you have your friends over, you can say, look at Farouk, he was the 2006 champion.
Right, but culturally, there's no resistance, or traditionally, was there any resistance? And I'm talking about the culture to, putting an animal part that's not necessarily kosher or what have you in your mouth. Yeah.
No, not at all. In fact, when these camels die, they auction off the parts because they were a prestigious animal.
Right,
And so
okay.
the hide goes wherever it goes, the sinew goes. The bones usually get made into necklaces or chest pieces or things like that.
Right, interesting.
Also, a fact about the pipe, there's a hook right here because it's very windy in the desert, so you can use it to shield from the wind while you smoke it.
Without getting your hand right up against the bowl, which probably gets pretty hot.
It does get a
Exactly,
little hot,
so
yeah.
that's kind of why it has the hook on the end.
So that's another traditional part of the pipe.
Exactly.
What? Let's go over price point on your product. Well, let's talk about the product itself. You've got some color-coded bottles.
Yeah, so the colors themselves represent the heat or the temperature that you feel on the back of your throat when you smoke.
After a quick battery change, let's go ahead and go into your color coding on your product.
Sure. All right, so the colors represent the temperature that you feel on the back of your throat when you smoke. And so, in general, the higher the temperature, the higher the nicotine content, but it is rougher. And then you get to things like this, where it's a premium Dokha, because it will buzz you like some of these hotter ones, but it's as easy to smoke as some of these guys.
I see. Okay, very good. What are price point on your bottles of Dokha?
Typically retail about $20 a bottle.
Okay, regardless of the level.
These ones are a little higher. Yeah, these go for about 25 to 30, depending on the retailer's choice.
And what is quantity here? This
Quantity
is
is 15 grams.
15 grams?
Or about half an ounce.
About half an ounce.
It ends up being about 160 bowls that
Okay.
you get out of it. And so if you imagine a bowl to be the same amount of nicotine as a cigarette would give you, that's about 8 packs of cigarettes.
Okay.
Much more economical, too, if you're buying.
Right.
$20 for a bottle, that's going to give you 160 hits compared to a pack of cigarettes. This is like, in some states can be up to $10. So 2 packs of cigarettes, you can get 1 bowl and a lot more hits. So a lot more economical.
What's retail pricing on your pipes?
Well, the wooden ones generally go for about $15. The acrylics and the metal go a little higher, about 25, and then the camel bones go about 30 to 35.
Any racing bones in there?
I assume they're all racing bones.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, very good. Anything else you'd like to mention?
Not really.
I mean, it's really pretty much a basic product. Been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just now coming into the mainstream.
Yeah.
Just really coming into the mainstream
Still
of the
more of
States.
a niche market. It's very popular in Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states, but becoming more and more popular in the U.S. as well as in the U.K., Russia, and then hopefully China as well.
What is your, let's say, your most popular state in the States?
Right now, either California or Colorado.
California or Colorado?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but that kind of also has to do with being based in Colorado and the proximity to where we are. So once we expand all 50 states, we can get a better idea of which is the most prominent state.
What's your least busy state right now?
Kansas.
Probably Kansas or Wyoming.
Wyoming.
The population,
Yeah.
and not a lot of Arab population in Kansas or Wyoming.
Right.
So
do you find that most of your U.S. customers have an Arabic background?
That's how it starts. Or having traveled out to the Middle East at some point and seen it. Although, you go to any college town and you start showing people what it is, that generates a lot of
What kind of
interest.
military clientele do you have?
I operate a retail shop in Hawaii, and we have a military presence. And because they can't smoke marijuana or other things, they tend to go for Doha.
Okay.
Yeah.
exactly, there's a big military base in Colorado Springs as well. So we get some good business out of there.
I was going to say, because a lot of the guys are going to go overseas to the sandbox and then
Oh, yeah.
possibly, well, maybe not to the sandbox and experience it, but But yeah, I was
Based in Bahrain, based in
right.
Kuwait.
Yeah.
definitely. Used to be Syria. I don't know so much anymore.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on there.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, they're distracted with a lot of other things right now.
But yeah, follow up on that. College towns with a lot of Arab foreign exchange students are very popular.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, guys, have a safe trip home. Good luck.
Thank you.
And keep moving forward.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.